log into your dashboard, log into your ReSimpli account, what we're going to do to get to the drip automation is go down here to settings. And we're going to go to the automation section and go to drip campaigns. And here you're going to see all of your campaigns that are listed. Obviously, when you first sign up with ReSimpli, you're going to have some pre-made drip campaigns already. Some of my favorite things to do is to create drip campaigns for certain scenarios and different various scenarios. So for example, I have a dead lead drip campaign. I have long-term, which comes with the ReSimpli account. I have a new lead intro drip. We'll talk about that a little bit later. No contact, hot foreclosure, no contact made, hot lead, no contact made, warm lead, offer made, can't reach, offer not accepted drip, a post-closing drip, which I use for reaching out to sellers that I've closed deals with as a follow-up, kind of like a client retention kind of campaign. Another pre-foreclosure drip campaign, just with different terminology and different messages. Here are some of ReSimpli's here. Missed call drip, no name, no address. One from the web form lead, a drip campaign that we do have a name and address, and then a warm lead drip. So one of my best practices or my strategies is to create drip campaigns for different scenarios that come up pretty often. That way you can apply it to those leads without any issues, all right? So to create a drip campaign, you're going to go over here to add drip campaign. And you're going to name it, right? The first thing you're going to do is name it. So we're going to create a campaign name. You can name it, we're going to name it test campaign, just for the example. And here you have add step, and then you have step one, right? So you can add steps, which means adding something else to do. Then you have the delay duration, the delay time span. So with the delay duration, you're going to set it up to how long it's going to delay before initiating that first action, okay? So for this example, let's say we're going to delay it for 1 hour before initiating a SMS message, right? And here are some of the actions that you have here, right? You can send direct mail with a postcard. Obviously, the postcards are $1. If you select that, just make sure you have some credits. And then you have a couple different options as far as a design for the postcard. Here's one template here. This is what it looks like. And you can choose whatever design you want. Here's a pink one that's really bright to grab that seller's attention. Here's like a kind of a green one here. And then you can obviously put a return name on the piece if you decide to go the direct mail route. The SMS route, right? You have the option to skip the step on the weekends and holidays. Here, and you put in the text. You can put, when you're doing the text, just make sure you don't utilize trigger words, right? You have to make sure that you're using words that do not trigger or flag to the carriers that the sellers are using for their cell phone. So you want to make sure you don't use terms like offer or cash offer or house or sell your property. So you have to get real creative in terms of the terminology and the text that you're using in these text messages. And also you want to make sure, at least for that initial text message, that you put in an opt-out message, right? So you can have something along the lines of, hey, and then if you put that at symbol, you'll be able to put in the fields, right? So you can put, hey, first name, this is Ty. I was reaching out to see if you received my last text. This is a strategy that I use to get sellers to respond to me without them knowing exactly what they're responding about. But this allows us to have that open communication back and forth, between us and the carrier. And then you can put reply, stop to opt out, right? At least for that initial text message, you want to make sure that you have that opt out language there so that that message could go through, because a lot of carriers nowadays, as we all know, are blocking some of these messages and blocking that marketing message. So you want to make sure you have that opt-out language there. Now that's step one, right? So let's say step one, we want to do an SMS. Let's say the next step we want to do is a task. So for me, the task, whenever I'm doing a task, I'm utilizing the task as a reminder to call that lead, right? To manually call that lead. And you can set up your task to do however, whatever you like. But for me, I set it up to call that lead because I like to utilize the task system in ReSimpli's platform. So let's delay the duration. Let's say after 1 hour, they don't respond. So we want to set this task for 3 hours later, right? To call, right? We're going to select the role that we want to remind them, right? So let's do the acquisitions manager. The task title will be call lead. Now you can put task details in there, call new lead or whatever the situation is on this particular lead. It could be call, make offer, call to, follow up or whatever the case may be. We're going to set up that task. And let's set up another step, right? Let's do a direct mail. So after, let's say 1 day, right, we're going to set up the direct mail. We'll do the postcard. We'll select the design. And then we're going to go to, and we'll assign it to a specific role. Let's do acquisition manager. That's going to be the return name on the mail piece. Let's add another step. Let's say 1 hour after we send that direct mail piece, we'll set up sending an email, and we'll select the email template. And for the email templates, I have a bunch of different email templates here for different situations. You got pre-foreclosure, you got marketing, different things like that. So make sure you utilize your templates. It makes everything a whole lot easier. So let's do marketing email 1, and that's going to be the email that they get. And then you can go add another step. You can set up an RVM here. We'll do, 1 day later. You can set up an RVM. You can go ahead and record the RVM in the settings section. So if you go to your settings, you can go to recordings and have that RVM there. So you can be able to record that ringless voicemail. And basically what the RVM is, that's when a phone call comes into the seller, but it doesn't ring and they automatically get a voicemail. So you go to add new. You can go ahead and create a ringless voicemail here. You can upload a recording or you can record one right here. And then you're just going to go back and we'll just go back to the drip campaign. And that's how you set up that ringless voicemail. But make sure you save it before you go back because it's not going to save. But you guys get the picture here. And then also the last thing you can do here is a webhook trigger. Basically is you can send data from ReSimpli to another platform, a third-party platform. Maybe you have another software or a CRM or something that you use. You can use this webhook trigger to send the data from this particular lead there and have that set up as well. And that's how you set up the drip campaigns, for these leads. And it's very valuable to set up this drip automation because it allows these leads to not fall through the cracks. Every situation, every scenario is going to have a drip automation. And if you go to your dashboard, and what's really, really important and what you guys should always be paying attention to is this column right here, right? Or this column right here. But mainly this last column right here in this abandoned lead section is going to say not on drip and no pending tasks, right? So this is going to tell you, depending on what status, how many leads in a particular status do not have a drip or a pending task. So if you are working leads that do not have a drip or a pending task, then those leads are going to slip through the cracks. So you want to make sure that every lead that you have at least has a drip or a pending task on them, okay? That allows leads to not be able to fall through the cracks. So you can follow up with these leads and be in contact with these sellers at all times. So make sure you take a look at this every single day. Make sure how many leads are not on a drip and not on a pending task, because you definitely want to make sure that these leads are on a drip at least or on a pending task at least to get a phone call, all right? Now, the last thing I want to show you guys, which is I find very, very valuable, is let's go back to the settings. And we're going to go to drip campaigns. And I just want to show you something really quick. This new lead intro drip, right? So this new lead intro drip, I use this whenever I'm getting a new lead to come into the ReSimpli CRM. Whenever a new lead comes into the ReSimpli CRM, after 1 minute, is going to send an automatic text message. And that text message is pretty much a warm introduction to that seller, right? It's saying, hey, this is Ty. You just spoke with one of my agents about your property on property address. I wanted to text you so you would know who was calling. I will give you a call shortly. So if you are not on the enterprise plan and do not have the iSpeed to lead, this is a good alternative for that so that you're able to get in contact with that seller pretty quickly, okay? And then also 1 minute after that, I set up a task to call that new lead as well. So as soon as a lead comes into our CRM, the lead is getting a text message immediately from the acquisitions manager and is also setting up a task for the acquisitions manager to give a call to that lead to make sure that we call that lead immediately. New leads every single time, okay? Instead of agents, I want to put rep. I've been wanting to change that. So I highly recommend you guys set up a new lead intro drip for your leads that come in from whether you're doing text messaging or cold calling or new online web forms, your website, PPC, wherever it's coming from. I highly recommend to utilize this. So set up this drip campaign, right? I'm gonna go ahead and edit so I can save that. But I'm gonna show you how to implement it into your business. So once this saves, we're going to go to settings, and then we're going to go to phone numbers under marketing. And then we're going to select the campaign that it is. So let's look at the pre-foreclosure campaign because that campaign is obviously a higher motivated seller. So we want to make sure we get in contact with those leads as quickly as possible. We're going to go ahead and hit the pencil right here, the edit action button. And it's going to pop up a new window, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to go over to drip automation. And we're going to turn on auto assign a drip to leads created under this campaign. We're going to make sure that is on yes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go down to leads created from integration. So I like to focus on cold calling and SMS, primarily cold calling. So all of my integrations are going to be coming from Zapier, whatever the case may be, when my call tools brings over a lead. So we're going to go over here, leads created from integration. We're going to make sure we enable this, turn that switch on, and then we're going to select our sequence. And then from there, we're going to also go down here and select, would you like to stop the drip campaign once you receive a call or SMS from the lead? And I like to put yes. That way, it's only one text message they're going to get anyway. So you just go ahead and stop it. And that is how when new leads come in from my call tools, they automatically get hit with that SMS message of that warm introduction saying, hey, this is Ty. I'll be giving you a call shortly. And that allows me to get in contact with these sellers a whole lot quicker. And it also allows me to do that warm introduction with these sellers so I can get a hold of them a lot faster as well, especially if you do not have the enterprise plan where you utilize the iSpeed the lead feature. And you can use this as well for leads created from web forms. You do the same thing, just hit enable, and then you select that new lead intro, and then do the same thing. I don't have any web forms set up on this campaign. And then also leads created from the ReSimpli website, enable it, same deal. And that is a key feature that I have been finding a lot of value from that has been helping me in my business get in contact with these sellers pretty quickly. And then also you can do it from incoming answer calls as well. I haven't set one up for this, but I need to go ahead and set one up as well. And the way you can set this up is you just create a campaign, let's say no answer call or missed call or whatever the case may be. If you have that missed call, then you can set up a text message to say, hey, so-and-so, I'm on a call right now. I'll give you a call back in 2 seconds type deal, right? So actually, let's go ahead and set this up. Let me do an example of this, and you guys can follow along as well. So we're going to go to settings. We're going to go to drip campaigns. We're going to go to add drip campaign, and we're going to name it missed incoming call drip. And then what we're going to do, 1 minute after that is initiated, we're going to go ahead and send the SMS, and we're going to say, hey, first name, I am currently on a call. I will call you back in 2 minutes. I will call you back in 2 minutes, or I'll call you back shortly. Right? And then we're going to go ahead and hit add step. 1 minute after that, we're going to set up a task. remind our acquisition manager, call this call lead, right? And then we're going to hit add campaign. Once we hit that add campaign, we're going to go back to our settings and we're going to go over to phone numbers. We're going to go down to the pre-foreclosure campaign, hit the edit button there on the action, drip automation, leads created from incoming unanswered calls. That's what we want to do. What we'd like to enable this, turn that on. Miss incoming call drip, boom. Would you like to stop the campaign once you receive a call or SMS from the lead? We're going to say yes. And then we're going to hit edit campaign. Boom. Now that we have that set up, anytime a seller calls us or a lead calls in and we miss that call, maybe because we're on the other line talking to another lead or whatever the case may be, then they're going to automatically get that text message, and then it's going to set up a task here in our dashboard up in this area for us to call that new lead. All right. And that is the value of using the drip automations. That is how I utilize the drip automations. That is why it's so important. And I'll show you guys an example of a drip automation from earlier today that I got. Let's see, got a couple here. Where is it? Where is it? So this one, where is this guy? This one here, excuse the language, but this is an example of the drip automation. And I added this campaign, initiated this campaign. Let's open up the lead itself. Excuse my internet is running a little slow. We'll get there. So here we go. All. Here we go. So here's all, right? So here it is. I set the dead lead drip. This was on June 6th. And this is one of the automations. It sent the email, a text message out to him on today. And then he said, he responded, I haven't received an offer. So he responded back, then offer made, can't reach. That's one example. And I'll show you another example here, which is another good one without the vulgarity. So we'll go down to this lead right here. And I'll open it up really quick for you. Internet running slow. So we'll go to all. Just want to show you guys how effective the drip automations are. And show you it in action, actually. So here we go. Oops. All right, so this one, I wasn't able to get in contact with this seller, so it had a no contact made warm lead drip activated. I initiated that on June 5th. I had a couple call attempts, set up the task. Final call attempt moved to dead lead drip, so it moved it to the dead lead. Sent another text message here, and this is the automation right here. Reaching out about the property, mentioned he had interest in selling a while back. He responded to yes. Then the drip automation stopped because I received the message from him, and this was yesterday actually. And from there, we kind of proceed forward um, to work this lead. So that's the value of the automation. It went from a no contact made lead to someone who is interested in selling their property. And the value of it is I didn't have to manually reach out to this guy every single day since the 5th of June for 6 days, right? 6, 7 days. It manually sent him a text message when it was time, and he responded to it, and that's when I attacked that lead. So that's the value of drip automations and drip campaigns. I hope this was valuable to you guys. I hope you guys learned something, were able to take some notes. I hope you guys can implement this into your business and find some value in it so you guys can help more sellers and make more money. So thanks for watching. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me or reach out to the ReSimpli tech support or chat team, and they'll be more than happy to help you out as well.